one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, and every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. The one great idea that has been our pole star during the past 20 months is the goal of making Andhra Pradesh the most developed state in India by 2029 in terms of all social, economic, and human development parameters. To translate this big idea into reality, we have launched 7 missions and 5 campaigns and are building 5 grids with unwavering focus on creating a peaceful, prosperous, and above all, inclusive and happy society. Our objective is to sustain the double-digit economic growth which we achieved within 1 year of our rule for not just 5 or 10 years, but for the next 30 years and beyond. The economy, I am presenting this budget in an environment of global gloom, national optimism, and local exuberance. I will let the facts and figures speak for themselves. While the global growth has slowed down from 3.4% in 2014 to 3.1% in 2015, India has remained the bright spot, registering a growth of 7.3%. During the same period, Andhra Pradesh has registered a high growth rate of 10.9%. We have accomplished this in the face of adverse legacies of the past that continue to haunt the present. Years of misgovernance, battered economy, severe scarcity of financial resources, and inadequate capacity for effective execution of projects. I am happy to report that our growth has been fairly equitable across the sectors. In harmony with our inclusive development agenda, agriculture has registered a growth of 8.4% compared to the national average of 1.12%. Services sector has recorded a growth of 11.39% against India's 9.19%, and industry sector has grown at 11.13% compared to the national performance of 7.35%. I am to announce that the per capita income of our state has crossed 1 lakh threshold to reach 1,07,000 rupees in 2015. Encouraged by the performance of the economy in 2015-16 financial year, we set ourselves an ambitious but achievable target of economic growth for the next financial year spread across all sectors of the economy. Notwithstanding the adverse global factors and modest national growth scenario, we are confident that the development projects launched by the government, revitalized private sector, and exuberant citizen participation together will partner in scripting this growth story. At this juncture, I would like to echo Shakespeare, who ordained, "Speak of me as I am, nothing extenuate," and inform you that our performance, which is impressive by any standards, has been contributed not so much by surge in revenues or generous support from the central government, but primarily because of the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, the development vision, comprehensive strategy for economic growth and job creation, vigorous implementation of all development programs, projects, and above all, the improved efficiency and effectiveness of the governance machinery. However, I would like to remind the honorable members that we continue to carry the revenue deficit of 13,897 crores inherited from the 2014-15 financial year as a consequence of irrational bifurcation of the state. Construction of the new capital city of Amravati would require about 15 to 18,000 crore rupees in the next 3 to 4 years. Massive investment is required in infrastructure, provision of essential public services, and successful execution of all development and welfare programs. Notwithstanding the difficulties we have faced and continue to struggle with, I would like to look at the future with optimism, only remembering the great poet Henry Wordsworth Longfellow. Look not mournfully into the past. It comes back not again. Wisely improve the present. It is thine. Go forth to meet the shadowy future without fear and without a manly heart. With a manly heart. The budget proposals, it is in the spirit of bold, optimism that I present the budget proposals for the 2016-17 financial year. I am happy to inform the August House that the budget for 2016-17 is unique on several accounts. First and foremost, it is the first e-budget with all budget documents being made available in easily readable format on a tablet that you can carry anywhere and refer it to at any time. Second, it is a truly decentralized budget. Every drawing and disbursing officer in the state, and there are more than 20,800 DDOs in the state, has prepared the budget proposals for the unit under his or her control. Third, this is a genuinely outcome-focused budget with unwavering focus on performance and outcomes rather than the traditional input-based budget. Fourth, this is a demand-driven budget based on the needs of the grassroots and the expectations of the people. Fifth, we have obtained inputs from the public and incorporated them as appropriate. When I presented the 2015-16 budget on March 13, 2015, you mandated me expenditure estimated at 1,13,049 crores during the 2015 and 16 financial year. I am delighted to report that I ensured utilization of 99.26% of the amount authorized. The revised estimates RE for 2015-16 are around 1,12,216 crores. For the first time in the annals of Andhra Pradesh state, the plan expenditure has exceeded the estimates by 12.38%. The RE for 2015-16 plan is around 38,671 crores compared to the budget estimates of 34,412 crores. Higher plan investment has flown to the key development drivers like energy, infrastructure and investment, Panchayat Raj and rural development and the water resources departments. This increase in plan expenditure reflects our commitment to rapid and inclusive development of our newly formed state. On the other hand, the revised estimate for non-plan expenditure at 73,545 crores is 6.5% lower than the budget estimates of 78,636 crores. This has been made possible because of the prudence in expenditure and fiscal discipline we observed during 2015-16. Notwithstanding 43% fitment given to the public servants, we have been able to finance the development demands in 2015-16 primarily because of our ingenuity in managing the state's own resources. We have taken several measures to improve the efficiency of revenue generating departments. To improve VAT collection, we have instituted measures like invoice tracking, modernization of checkposts, development of technology, tax analytics, etc. Further, we have applied technology solutions to make it easier for citizens to use the land registration services. Measures like anywhere registration and e-stamping is making registration services easily accessible to the citizens. We have introduced a system of online applications and registration of vehicles to reduce the citizen footprint in the transport offices. The honourable members are aware that unscientific bifurcation of the state resulted in the residuary Andhra Pradesh receiving 46% of the revenues of the combined state while having 58.32% of its population. This resulted in a revenue deficit of 16,200 crores in the first 10 months of the new state's existence. Thus far, the government of India has released only 2,303 crores to bridge the resource gap, leaving the state with a huge revenue deficit overhang of 13,897 crores. The state received only 50 crores per district per year over the past 2 years for the development of 4 Rayalaseema and 3 North Coastal districts. Thus far, we received 850 crores for the construction of Amaravati city, rupees 345 crores for Polavaram project and 1,000 crores for the water supply and drainage projects for Vijayawada and Guntur cities. However, tax incentives for industrial development of the state, the grants for construction of the capital city, reimbursement of expenditure incurred on Polavaram project since grants for construction of the capital city and conferring special category status, all of which are integral components of the AP Reorganization Act 2014, and the assurances in Parliament have remained unfulfilled. This reality has created tremendous strain on the state's fiscal situation. Nevertheless, considering the credible GSDP growth in 2015-16, I expect proportionate growth of the resources envelope in 2016-17. Overall, I expect the state's own resources to grow by 16% from 49,764 crores in 2015-16 to 57,813 crores in 2016-17. However, as mentioned earlier, the legacy of huge revenue deficit and a overhang from 2014-15 will continue to haunt us in 2016-17. We expect the central government to step up its support to the state development plan in the form of increased central assistance and special grants apart from 3,000 crores to partially offset the revenue deficit of 2014-15 financial year. I sincerely hope that the central government would release 935 crores as compensation for the central sales tax CST that is due to us, provide 3,500 for construction of Polavaram project, 350 crores for the development of 7 relatively underdeveloped districts, and extend support for Amravati construction with a grant of 1,000 crores. Furthermore, we earnestly hope that the goods and services tax legislation will be passed by the Parliament and will become operational in 2016-17, which will provide a boost to our tax pool. Overall, I believe that without generous financial assistance from the central government, it would be difficult, if not impossible, to implement the ambitious state development plan I am presenting to this August House. I propose a budget for 2016-17 financial year with an estimated expenditure of 1,35,688.99 crores, an increase of 20% from 2015-16. According to the outlay for financing the state development plan is set to increase by 42.78% from rupees 34,412.48 crores 2015-16 BE to 49,134.44 crores, while the non-plan expenditure is estimated to grow by 10% from to 78,636.51 crores to 86,554.55 crores. To those who might be tempted to be skeptical, I refer you to what Winston Churchill said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." We are discovering new and creative opportunities from the adversities of state reorganization and its aftermath. We believe that we can overcome difficulties and find innovative paths to financing development. In addition to the resources allocated in the budget, we propose to mobilize resources required for development through public-private partnership and through the public sector enterprises. Above all, we count on the central government to lend a helping hand to drive this state towards the goals of Vision 2029. Primary sector. Our government accords highest priority to the sustainable primary sector growth, which is imperative for the inclusive development of our state. Though the sector constitutes 26.7% of the state's economy, it provides livelihood to nearly 63% of the population. I believe that Thomas Jefferson has eloquently articulated our position when he said, "Cultivators of the earth are the most valuable citizens." I reaffirm our commitment to these valuable citizens and reiterate our support to all components, activities, and institutions that would contribute to improved incomes and better quality of life to the farmers, with stepped-up focus on tenants, small and marginal farmers. As noted earlier, the primary sector has registered an impressive growth rate of 8.4% in 2015-16. However, the annual agriculture crops have registered a negative growth of 7.01%, when compared with the previous year due to extreme drought. The other subsectors, however, have recorded impressive growth rates. Horticulture has grown by 9.96%, livestock notched an impressive 11.22% growth, and fisheries subsector had an astounding growth of 32.78%. Our efforts for robust agriculture development resulted in food grain production of 102.87 lakh metric tons in 2015-16. Though this is less than the 2014-15 production, it is still a significant achievement considering that 20.06% of cropped area was damaged due to drought. In 2016-17, we will provide a major impetus to the primary sector. Agriculture development. The main thrust of our agriculture development strategy is to build resilience that would insulate annual crops from the vagaries of nature, climate change and markets, while improving the productivity and increased returns to the farmers. In this direction, our government is committed to making Andhra Pradesh drought-proof, expand assured irrigation to all commandable lands by completing all priority projects, promote extensive soil and water conservation measures, apart from efforts to maximum productivity, reduce wastage, expand access to global best practices, technologies and market access. To promote climate resilient agriculture, our government has taken up comprehensive drought proofing activities and measures for dry spell mitigation in rain-fed areas through programs like Panta Sanjeevani, rain guns, etc. Further, abiotic and biotic stress-resistant varieties are being promoted in drought-prone areas. Our efforts have resulted in significant recharge of groundwater, especially in the Rayalaseema region, with the 5.366 TMC of additional capacity and stabilized 55,272 acres of high-cut. These efforts would be stepped up in 2016-17 financial year with a renewed vigor. I am allocating 5,838.65 crores for agriculture development during 2016-17. Of this, 50 crores is for drought proofing, 41 crores for creation of viable farm livelihoods by promotion of organic and natural farming, and 344 crores for Pradhana Mantri Fasala Bima Yojana all new scheme, and 54 crores for National Mission on Agricultural Extension and Technology, which is 12% higher than last year. 79 crores for National Oilseed and Oil Palm Mission, which is 79% higher than last year. 232 crores for Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, which is 24% higher than last year. Horticulture development. Our endeavor is to make Andhra Pradesh the hub for horticulture and food processing by encouraging area expansion with high-yielding varieties, establishment of post-harvest infrastructure like cold storage, pack houses, ripening chambers, with vigorous implementation of the mission for integrated development of horticulture. We propose to encourage farmer groups in vegetable growing villages and value addition through grading and packing. Further, market linkages will be established and farm fresh vegetable vending vans will be provided to farmers. Under the Pradhana Mantri Sinchai Yojana, in 1,90,720 farmers have applied for irrigation support for an area of 2.23 lakh hectares against a target of 1 lakh hectares. In 2016-17, horticulture development will receive a major boost. I am allocating 659 crores for the horticulture development in 2016-17, which is 31% higher than 2015 and 16 budget estimates. Sericulture development. We seek to position our state as the leading production center for international grade silk production and promote sericulture as a viable alternative for meeting the challenges of agrarian stress in dry land areas. In pursuit of this vision, the government is providing subsidy to farmers for mulberry cultivation, construction of rearing shed, purchase of rearing equipment, supply of disinfectants and farm implements such as brush cutters, power sprayers, etc. I am allocating 147 crores for the promotion of sericulture in 16-17. which is 57% higher than 2015-16 allocation. Of this, the plan allocation is 26 crores, which is 130% higher than 2015-16 allocation. Debt redemption. This August House is aware that redemption of farmers' debt has been one of the most policy commitments of our government.
ఏపీ అసెంబ్లీలో బడ్జెట్ ప్రవేశపెడుతున్నారు యనమల. ఇప్పటివరకు లైవ్లో చూసాం. ఇక మన